Okay, don't worry, the suffering is almost over. We're here with the last episode of Halo Let's Play Halo on the Lady Mappy channel. I'm Kovac, and I'm here with Lady Mappy.
Yes. And also, I like how no biggie the level description is for this one. Like, oh yeah, stop Halo from eradicating all life in the galaxy. You know, just do it, though.
Oh, you haven't noticed those pop up all throughout the game, actually. They usually denote just different... I'm not sure what they denote. I guess they're just little, flavor text, mainly.
Oh, no, I was talking about, the very beginning, where it was, when you were loading into the level.
I see.
But yeah, no, those little flavor text things, I've just kind of been, not commenting about them, but I have been noticing them. I think... Are those things like the... Also, apparently John is a terrible pilot.
Well, no, he did it on purpose, see? It's also worth noting, we are going back into the Pillar of Autumn through one of the escape pods holes that jettisoned. Meaning we are going in reverse. We've gone full reverse.
That might, in fact, actually be the one that we came in on.
It's very possible. I would not be surprised if that was indeed the case. That this is a full-on case of, it's like poetry. You start where you end because, it's like an Ouroboros, and, it goes in a circle because time is made of circles because it is a clock.
Yes, time is made of... Oh, that was great!
Speaking of stolen red versus blue jokes, in between recording sessions, Lady Mappy asked me what the Covenant called humans. So they called them Nisham, which stands for intestinal worm. That's what the Covenant call humans. Intestinal worms. Which I find hilarious because the popular web series, Red vs. Blue, had a joke where humans were called shiznus, which basically means the worms that infest something shit. Actually, the defecation produced by a worm that infests someone's shit.
I wonder if the official Halo thing is a reference.
It might actually be, to be honest, because Halo is well liked by Bungie, since they could basically have destroyed Rooster Teeth at any time they wanted to with a simple cease and desist letter, and instead they gave them an unending license to use their likeness for their series.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that Bungie really liked Halo, because otherwise, man...
I meant Red versus Blue.
Oh, I know. I'm just I kind of like the idea of well, it's a good thing the company liked their own product.
I'm going to say, as a creator, that's not always the case,
Yeah, this is very true.
I mean, you were, I don't know if you can name the product, but you were commissioned once to produce some product for a Pathfinder 1E supplement. And I know you wish you could redux it a little bit.
I have complaints, mostly to do with how the work was... Basically, how the project was managed and how my work was edited after I handed it off, but, that's what working on commission is like. So,
Have you considered working for the Workers' Cooperative that I work for?
Not really. Is that what you've actually renamed yourselves? Because I do know you had that whole name thing.
They're called Far Horizons Cooperative, which will be reducing my new game soon. By the way, I didn't realize the glass was out, so...
Bye, John. Bye.
But,
Is that the first, like, user error death that we've had so far?
Oh, no way is that the first user error. You know what? You know what, people? We both know that's not true. I've definitely fucked up a few times.
Oh, no, I mean, like, user error in the sense that you didn't die due to screwing up around some enemies, but you died by just, like, going like, oops, there's not glass there. Bye!
Maybe. But, what was I gonna say? Maybe. Oh, and, we're back. We fought our way back to the bridge, so we're really doing this.
This won't take long. There. That should give us enough time to make
I'm confused, by the way. Has it been a few days? Because we only saw the sunset once.
I mean, she could be exaggerating for dramatic effect, but, I mean, they have a good point there.
Well, they actually have a procedure for that. It's called the Cult Protocol. You have to do everything to stop an AI from being captured, be it destroy it or retrieve it, and that is the that they reference that in the beginning of the game, the Cult Protocol.
Yeah, and Chuck is just like, oh man, history, I fucking love it.
The reason, though,
this is what you've been doing after I became a sphere.
I became the orb. One thing that's worth noting...
The mighty orb.
There is a reason why Chakas would be like, aren't you afraid this is what would happen if the AI got captured? During the during the Forerunner Flood War, what ended up happening is that a lot of their main AI got infected with known as the Logic Plague, which was a existential virus that could infect AIs by being spoken to them, that turned their main AI against the Forerunners and basically lost them the war.
Oh wow, that is a security flaw. Like, by a lot.
Well, the only people who know the Logic Plague are the precursors, but theoretically the Flood know it too. No one knows what the Logic Plague is, though. It's something you say to an AI that makes it go insane.
I mean, does it make it go insane or does it make it go rampant?
Rampant.
Because there is a distinction there. Because, like, Bungie really likes that particular theme, because that was, like, the entirety of Marathon. Was, like, basically about the story of an AI going rampant. And, spoilers, you could also argue that a big portion of the story for the Halo series is about Cortana going rampant.
Yeah, if you want to spoil Halo 4 and 5, yeah.
I mean,
and also
are those
Halo,
games worth playing?
Halo 4, maybe. Plus, there's also Halo Infinite, which deals with that. And, of course, Halo 8, The Search for More Money. And Halo 9, John Does Dallas.
And Halo 10, The MAW.
Halo 11, John was actually dreaming this whole time, and all of Halo just occurred within a snow globe in some kid's apartment.
Halo 12, we replaced John with an anime girl because it would be more marketable.
Oh, they've already done that, actually. They've actually done that multiple times. Fuck, even Rooster Teeth did that in Haloid. Well, I guess Montiome did not produce that with Rooster Teeth. I guess he produced that on his own. But yes, no, replacing...
Yeah, that was the reason why Rooster Teeth was like, ooh, yes. No, I'm talking like... That is the thing that... Are they called the Halo Company now?
No, they're called 343 Industries.
Okay, yeah. I'm thinking, like, officially, they just, like, I don't know. Yeah, you got remodeled to look like Cortana for some reason. I don't know.
You know, if they love 7, how does... Is 343 because if you add 3 and 4 on both sides, you get 7?
343 is it 7 cubed? I think it's 7 cubed.
Oh, I see.
Is it 7 cubed?
You're the mathematician.
Yes, it is. That took me longer than it really should have. But yeah, no. So 343 is 7 cubed. But like, apparently, if you look at how long certain maps are and stuff like that, it's like you just see like powers of 7 literally everywhere. And it's like, oh, okay.
It's like that one episode of Doctor Who where they found a planet with an alien life form with energy to the 6 to the 6 to the 6th power. And it was the devil. I'm not making that up, by the way, people.
I wasn't suspecting that you had made that up, and I was about to say, isn't that also a Star Trek thing? That sounds like a Star Trek thing.
Star Trek
like early
had...
Star Trek.
Star Trek, I think, episode 5, Will Shatner Needs Another Yacht, does indeed deal with Bloodline, which can be summarized with, what does God need with a spaceship?
I mean, again, as a reminder, there was that one episode, I can't remember which Star Trek it was. I think it was Voyager, where they go so fast that everyone turns into lizards.
Okay, yes, that was indeed an episode. There was an experiment they did, and one person started to devolve, and so then they went crazy and got and forced Janeway to devolve too. And then they found them, and they were both lizards with kids, so they just left the kids there and re-involved them back to normal. And they're just like, well, let's just pretend like that never happened.
As should we all. As should we all.
There's also an episode of Voyager where they found out dinosaurs escaped Earth and started an entire new civilization in space, but refused to accept the possible extraterrestrial origins of their species.
Lovely.
It's supposed to be a play on the Scopes monkey trial, but instead it's just crazy.
To interrupt, the monitor has disabled all command access.
Oh yeah, command. Well, sometimes you have to command the code.
Yeah, sometimes you do.
Got a command in your hand because no one else wants to date you because you're coding.
Look,
you gotta you gotta drink your Soylent because you can't stop coding. You gotta always be coding, so you can't eat for real. You have to drink Soylent, and you got a command in your hand.
I mean, I will point out that coding can mean two very different things.
What's the second thing?
So you have coding as in programming, and coding as in, like, going into something that needs immediate attention from doctors in a hospital.
I did not know that.
Yep. So if you always have to keep coding in the second sense, that's pretty bad.
I mean, well, let me not make that joke. But I feel like in the Human Covenant War, there'd be a lot of that kind of coding.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say, you know what other kind of coding there would be? The kind where you keep on trying to jump, but you can't make the jump because, as strong as John Spartan is, he underestimates how hefty he is, how chunky he is.
He actually is extremely heavy. I think he's like a few metric tons in that armor.
Yeah. Which says a lot of things about how sturdy a lot of the things you're balancing on are.
Yeah, when you think about it.
If he's actually a few metric tons, and you're just jumping on these tanks lol, it's no problem. Those things should crack. Those things should break. Also,
I'm going
You're going what?
Okay, there we go. Setting crouch back to hold. And now this will be a lot easier.
And now the laser party has commenced.
Dinosaur laser fight. Look how much easier that was when I could just when I was holding to crouch.
When you were doing the good controls.
I like how he just tanks that. He doesn't even respond.
I mean, Chalkus has been around for how many thousands of years?
If you run out of explosives, there is
It's Forerunner tech. Don't worry about it.
So this is a boss fight. So essentially, this is the only boss fight in the game. And all we have to do is open up these 3 containers, then throw a grenade into the vents while the vent is open, and just survive the hordes of enemies.
And then sometimes go out to the hallway and shoot a single flood.
Welcome to boss fight.
I remember when Halo came out, it was like one of their bragging points. It's like, oh, we don't have traditional boss fights.
Were they really? Are you sure you're not thinking of Half-Life 2, maybe? I don't remember Halo bringing that up.
I don't know. I think it was like... I remember someone bringing it up with like the final like brute fight in, I think it was like Halo 2, and it's like, oh, this isn't like a normal boss fight, which I think was just someone being full of themselves. Or full
Probably.
of something, I should say.
Full of that old
like,
salt and vinegar.
I don't think they were that ornery. But, yeah. I can't believe this chapter of our lives is almost coming to a close.
It's not almost to the close for you, editing NB.
I mean, yes, but soon the talking part will be over and the cutting can begin. I say that jokingly. I don't actually really cut anything out of things out of these videos.
What about that long section where we had to be quiet because hardcore gay sex was occurring in the next room, and we just had to awkwardly wait for that to end?
Oh, I mean, there was that and the fact that we had to like restart the universe.
Yes, we got trapped outside of reality that one time. Hey, do you remember, Lois, that time we were trapped outside of the universe and we had to restart the Big Bang? Remember that time I completely flubbed these grenade throws like a fucking... Remember that time that I threw like I was a pitcher for the Boston Red Sox?
And that's so they know you're a New Yorker. But as I was gonna say, the best part is I don't know if the Lois you were referring to is whether or not that was, an actual gag on Family Guy, or if that was Superman.
Oh no.
Because it would work for both. It would work for both.
No, it's just because, on there's that whole thing where it's like, hey Lois, remember that time that I did the cucaracha? It's like it's making fun of Family Guy's referential humor.
Remember the time where I told you to remember the time, Lois?
Hey, do you remember that time that we blew up the Truth and Reconciliation?
I'm trying to think, would I watch a Let's Play done by the guy who does Peter's voice, in character?
Oh, I would not watch that. I mean, you could actually watch that because Family Guy stole a Let's Player's footage, then copyright claimed it, and put it in their episode.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they stole...
What game?
It was like an NES basketball game. Family Guy straight up stole the clip, and then later copyright claimed him for his own clip on YouTube.
We live in a fallen world.
Yeah, his own footage. So, just fuck. YouTube does not give a shit about... If someone was weird enough to use your footage and it's a big company, they'll just claim ownership and there's nothing you can do about it. You got that shit...
I could do what I normally do and just replace random frames with, hardcore gay sex. Blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah, this whole time we've subliminally been trying to make you, just unknowingly watch tons of gay sex. I mean, that won't change your orientation, because that's not how that works, but you will have unknowingly watched literal hours of anal porn.
I mean, you're underselling how long it's been. I mean, you could even say that we were actually just like mixing in a few frames from Halo in with all of the hardcore pornography. There you go. That's the kind of grenade that you should be using.
A rocket-propelled grenade.
Yes. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of these like Sentinel types.
They're really boring enemies, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, we're just gonna rig, especially like because the lasers don't really feel like impactful. Really? Like, yeah, sure, they like eat through your shields and cause the ouchies, but yeah, I don't know. It just kind of like they just kind of wave the laser at you and it's like, oh, okay. Okay.
So, Lady Mappy, it's time for us to go. Oh, you know,
are they gonna...
it would have been fun if we did this entire Let's Play with you as Cortana, as me as Master Chief. Too bad we came up with that in the literal last 10 minutes of the LP.
Yeah, oh, well, I guess we could go back and just re-record everything.
No.
We're not going to do that.
No, God.
No, that's... No.
Plus, it'd be cringy as hell. We both know that.
Yes. Some people can pull that off. We are not those some people.
You know the voice actor for Master Chief played Star-Lords on Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes?
Huh.
Yeah. And he uses the same voice, so Star-Lord just has Master Chief's voice. Look it up. It's really strange.
Or you could say that Master Chief has Star-Lord's voice.
Yeah, I think no one really associates that version, especially since it's the pre-James Gunn. Because actually, the funny thing is that in a way, not killing that grunt is crueler because we're leaving them there to die in that explosion.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Grunt. Bye-bye.
Oh, good old Echo 419, Foe Hammer. Our eyes in the sky is going to save us from all this.
Echo 419 is literally the best character. Move aside. No, sorry. Echo 419 is best girl. Move aside, Cortana.
Exactly.
Things are getting noisy together. They've been noisy, Echo 419. They've been noisy.
Yeah, we've gotten numerous noise complaints by the Ropers. So...
I would just love it if, like, the Flood had submitted noise complaints. Like, that's the actual reason they woke up. Because, like, we've just been so noisy.
They went to the town council. So here's something that's a tradition of the Halo games. We need to run down to a predisclosed location before we die. Now, one thing you might notice is there's about 2 kilometers of mileage left that we have to go in the ship. There is not 2 kilometers in the ship.
Yeah. This is yeah.
It's actually more than 2 kilometers, by the way, as we'll later find out. So, this ship is impossibly large, and it's kind of like the TARDIS. It's bigger it's bigger than on the inside than it is on the outside, I suppose.
Yeah, especially since, like, what is this space even for? Like, why do you have these massive hallways that you can drive multiple vehicles through? You could have, like, a proper, like, 8 o'clock traffic here. With ramps, nonetheless. Like, pointless ramps that you just jump off of.
The ramps really don't make any sense. If it wasn't for the ramps, I'd argue they were service tunnels.
They're awfully big for service tunnels. Then again, we have catwalks that are wide enough for, like, an armored jeep to drive across. So, who knows?
I could believe they're service tunnels if the ship is so big that the only way to get around the ship is you need a vehicle.
Fair.
The thing is, if all of the vehicles had like a proper none of this fucking ramp shit, I would fully buy that these were service tunnels.
Yeah. I mean, it also, like, because when they woke... Because, like, the first level gives the implication that the ship is pretty compact.
Yeah.
And then it's like, actually, no, there's, like, these 2 kilometers or more of, like, just empty whatever.
We're almost there. We're almost there. Faux Hammer, just hold out for us a little longer.
Faux Hammer, I can't wait to see you again, Faux Hammer. We'll get married and have 79 million children.
Hold position here.
Oh,
No.
hey, it's Faux Hammer. He's Faux Hammer.
No, Faux Hammer! No! Okay, well, ignore the soldiers' efforts. We're leaving this woman behind.
She's gone.
Yeah.
She might actually be alive, but we're leaving.
Ship's inventory shows 1 longsword fighter and still docked in Launch Bay 7. If we move now...
Oh, okay, and this is definitely not a service tunnel now. Given the, Also, if this was a service tunnel, I would just like to point out, like, look at how curved these hallways are.
Well, we're on the subject. Why did the service tunnel lead outside without any doors?
That's another very good question.
What happens when the ship goes into space?
Well, anyone who goes out there clicks the death box, and they're gone. It's very sad we can't run a ship any other way. You can't have the entire thing enclosed. Then how are people going to get in and out?
Real-life spaceships are usually very small and cramped and don't have a lot of free space.
Yeah,
By the way, that was...
the human government has so much money to burn on this.
Well, it's usually actually got more to do with logistics. But here we are.
Yeah, no. Because you can't have a ship like this big and open unless you pour tons of money on it because of like you need to have like, hey, normally things are cramped because launching is so fuel intensive. But I guess you're making it in space and...
Oh, I just need to interrupt you because that's the end. Halo 1 is officially over. The rest of this... Oh,
I
sorry.
was about to say, our backup dancers are following us.
Everything from this point on is going to just be a cutscene.
All right. It would be great if John just kind of like, I guess not turns to Cortana, just goes like, Cortana, I don't actually know how to fly one of these things. And they're like, oh hey, it's a ship. We'll fix this one up.
That probably is part of the reason. I wouldn't be surprised since they don't have a grave mines yet that is part of their goal.
Shut them down. We'll need them later.
I do kind of like that a single ship exploding is enough to take out an entire, like, ring world.
I think the idea is that since it blew up a part of the ring world, that, yeah, see, it separated it and the structural integrity is all fucked. It really does get across that this thing is not too great when you think about it.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about, like, when they first showed the explosion, there's, like, that big shock wave that, like, rippled across it. And, like, that was impressive. Just dust and echoes. But as we all know,
We did what we had to do. For
the
Earth.
flood
An
were
entire
originally
city was
dust.
obliterated, and the flood. We had to
They were dust, Kovac! Dust! Halo. It's... Oh, no.
Just getting started.
Please don't put sequel baits. Because... Yeah, that's Halo.
Bungie's unknown masterpiece. There were no titles after this. No one actually speaks of this game anymore. As we know, really Blinks, the time detective, is really what took off for Microsoft. What they put all their money into.
Yeah. And hey, okay, in all seriousness, I had fun, like, shooting the shit over this game. Are we gonna do, like, Halo 2 anytime soon? Probably not. For many reasons.
My work is actually be really busy till at least April, so if we do it, it's going to have to be after April.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking that... Yeah, I don't know. I think, because if we start doing, like, oh, we're going to do the sequel or whatever, then we might start the expectation that we're going to do all of the Halos.
Well, see, that's why we do Halo 1, we do Halo 2, we do Spider-Man 2, we do Metal Gear Solid 3, we become VTubers, we do the Hollywood Strip, we do Dallas, and then we do Halo 3. You got to keep them guessing.
I mean, yes, but now you've given away our entire, like, 5-year plan.
Just like Comrade Stalin, we have 5-year plan.
All right. Anyway,
I'll stop.
I hope you enjoyed those of you who actually managed to get through all of this. I'm gesturing right now this. And yeah, we'll see you for whatever we or I do next.
Probably something the NB is going to do. I'm probably not going to be involved in it for a little while.
Yes. And hey, and maybe at some point we'll finish Nexamon.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I was doing that.
All right. Goodbye.